ASMR. Thanks for joining me for another one. Today I got some friendship quotes to kind of just help you motivate you and kind of just help you build on those friendships that you have, just to be thankful for and grateful for them and the people in your lives. There is nothing on earth more to be prized than true friendship. Thomas Aquinas. One of the most beautiful qualities of true friendship is to understand and to be understood. Lucius Seneca. True friends stab you in the front. Oscar Wilde. True friendship multiplies the good in life and divides its evils. Strive to have friends, for life without friends is like life on a desert island. To find one real friend in a lifetime is good fortune. To keep him or her is a blessing. Balthazar Gracian. I cannot even imagine where I would be today, were it not for that handful of friends who have given me a heart full of joy. Let's face it, friends make life a lot more fun. Charles Swindoll. A friend to all is a friend to none. Aristotle. My best friend is the one who brings out the best in me. Henry Ford. Each friend represents a world in us, a world not born until they arrive. And it is only by this meeting that a new world is born. Anais Nin. The greatest gift of life is friendship, and I have received it. Hubert Humphrey. Friendship marks a life even more deeply than love. Love risks degenerating into obsession. Friendship is never anything but sharing. Elie Wiesel. Do I not destroy my enemies when I make them my friends? Abraham Lincoln. Be courteous to all, but intimidate with few, and let those few be well tried before you give them your confidence. George Washington. A single rose can be garden. A single friend, my world. Leo Buscaglia. Friendship is unnecessary, like philosophy, like art. It has no survival value. Rather, it is one of those things that give value to survival. C.S. Lewis. Never explain. Your friends do not need it, and your enemies will not believe you anyways. Albert Hubbard. Be slow to fall into friendship, but when thou art in, continue firm and constant. Socrates. She is a friend of mine. She gathered me, man. The pieces I am, she gathered them and give them back to me in all the right order. It's good. You know, when you got a woman who is a friend of your mind. Toni Morrison. A friendship founded on business is better than a business founded on friendship. John D. Rockefeller. When we honestly ask ourselves which person in our lives means the most to us, we often find that it is those who, instead of giving advice, solutions, or cures, have chosen rather to share our pain and touch our wounds with a warm and tender hand. Henry Nouwen. I don't need a friend who changes when I change and who nods when I nod. My shadow does that much better. Plutarch. A friend is a gift you give yourself. Robert Louis Stevenson. It's the friends you can call up at 4 a.m. that matter. Marlene rises justly, assists readily, adventures boldly, takes all patiently, defends courageously, and continues our friend unchangeably. William Penn. There is a magnet in your heart that will attract true friends. That magnet is unselfishness, thinking of the others first. When you learn to live for others, they will live for you. It is not so much our friends' help that help us, as the confidence of their help. There is some self-interest behind every friendship. There is no friendship without self-interest. This is a bitter truth. Chinaka. Sweet is the memory of distant friends, like the mellow rays of the departing sun. It falls tenderly, yet sadly, on the heart. Washington Irving. No person is your friend who demands your silence or denies your right to grow. Alice Walker. Be slow in choosing a friend, slower in changing. Benjamin Franklin. My friends are my estate. Emily Dickinson. If you have one true friend, you have more than your share. Thomas Fuller. The bird, a nest, the spider, a web, man, friendship. William Blake. Of all possessions, a friend is the most precious. Herodotus. Friends and good manners will carry you where money won't go. Margaret Walker. Friendship improves happiness and abates misery by the doubling of our joy and the dividing of our grief. Marcus Tullius Cicero. As iron sharpens iron, so a friend sharpens a friend. King Solomon. Some people go to priests, others to poetry. I to my friends. Virgin Woolf. It takes a long time to grow an old friend. John Leonard. Friendship is not something you learn in school, but if you haven't learned the meaning of friendship, you really haven't learned anything. Muhammad Ali. The most I can do for my friend is simply to be his friend. Henry David Thoreau. Friends are the siblings God never gave us. Mencius. I have learned to be with those I like is enough. Walt Whitman. Love is the only force capable of transforming an enemy into a friend. Martin Luther King Jr. Things are never quite as scary when you got a best friend. Bill Watterson. A man's friendship are one of the best measures of his worth. Charles Darwin. A friend is someone who gives you total freedom to be yourself. Jim Morrison. Never do a wrong thing to make a friend or to keep one. Robert Ely. A true friend is someone who is there for you when you'd rather be anywhere else. Len Wayne. You find out who your real friends are when you're involved in a scandal. Elizabeth Taylor. Friends are the best to turn to when you're having a rough day. Justin Bieber. Friendship needs no words. It is solitude, delivered from the anguish of loneliness. Dag Hammarskjöld. A friend in true friendship gives new life and animation to the objects it supports. Richard Burton. All you need to do to be my friend is like me. Taylor Swift. An insincere and evil friend is more to be feared than a wild beast. A wild beast may wound your body, but an evil friend will wound your mind. A friendship can weather most things and thrive in thin soil, but it needs a little mulch of letters and phone calls and small, silly presents every so often, just to save it from drying out completely. Pam Brown. Many a friendship, long, loyal, and self-sacrificing, rested at first on no thicker a foundation than a kind word. Frederick William Faber. Since there is nothing so well worth having as friends, never lose a chance to make them. Francesco Quinslardini. When friendships disappear, then there is a space left open to an awful loneliness of the outside world, which is like the cold space between the planets. It is an air in which men perish utterly. Hilaire Belloc. It is important to our friends to believe that we are unreservedly frank with them, and important to friendships that we are not. Mignon McLaughlin. You win the victory when you yield to friends. Sophocles. A true friend never gets in your way unless you happen to be going down. Arno Glasso. Wishing to be friends in quick work, but friendship is a slow ripening fruit. Aristotle. The language of friendship is not words, but meanings. Henry Thoreau. The real test of friendship can literally do nothing like the other person. Can you enjoy those moments of life that are utterly simple? Eugene Kennedy. How delightful to find a friend in everyone. Joseph Brodsky. Friendship will not stand the strain of very much good advice for very long. Robert Lind. Nothing so fortifies a friendship as a belief on the part of one friend that he is superior to the other. Anna Balzac. Our friends interpret the world and ourselves to us, if we take them tenderly and truly. Friendship is a word, the very slight of which in print makes the heart warm. Augustine Birrell. One's friends are that part of the human race with which one can be human. A friend is, as it were, a second self. Marcus Cicero. When a friend is in trouble, don't annoy him by asking him if there is anything you can do. Think up something appropriate and do it. E.W.L. It seems to me that trying to live without friends is like milking a bear to get cream for your morning coffee. It is a whole lot of trouble, and then not worth much after you get it. Zora Hurston. I never considered a difference of opinions in politics, in religion, in philosophy as cause for withdrawing from a friend. Thomas Jefferson. Mighty proud I am that I am able to have a spare bed for my friends. The only way to have a friend is to be one. Ralph Emerson. I always felt that the great high privilege, relief, and comfort of friendship was that one had to explain nothing. Catherine Mansfield. There There is not a letter but my arms around you for a brief moment. My definition of a friend is somebody who adores you even though they know the things you're most ashamed of. Jodie Foster. A friend should be one in whose understanding and virtue we can equally confide, and whose opinions we can value at once for its justness and sincerity. Robert Hall. It is only the great-hearted who can be true friends. The mean and cowardly can never know what true friendship means. Charles Kingsley. A true friend is the greatest of all blessings, and that which we take the least care of all to acquire. Fear makes strangers a people who would be friends. Shirley MacLaine. Friendship and money, oil and water. Mario Puzo. If instead of a gem, or even a flower, we should cast the gift of a loving thought into the art of our friend, that would be giving as the angels give. George MacDonald. The sincere friends of this world are a ship lights in the stormiest of nights. Giotto Bundone. Two persons cannot long be friends if they cannot forgive each other's little fallings. Jean Priere. I want my friend to miss me as long as I miss them. St. Augustine. A quarrel between friends, when made up, adds a new tie to friendship. Friendships at first sight, like love at first sight, is said to be the only truth. Herman Melville. I have friends in overalls, whose friendships I would not swap for the favor of the kings of the world. Thomas Edison. Love is blind, friendship closes his eyes. Friedrich Nietzsche. Love demands infinitely less than friendship. George Nathan. If it's very painful for you to criticize your friends, you're safe in doing it. But if you take the slightest pleasure in it, that's the time to hold your tongue. Alice Miller. Friendship is one mind in two bodies. Friends show their love in times of troubles, not in happiness. My best friend is the man who is wishing me well wishes it for my sake. Aristotle. True friendship is like salt eld. The value of it seldom known until it is lost. Charles Colton. Friendship is held to be the severest test of character. It is easy, we think, to be loyal to a family and clan whose blood is in your veins. Charles Eastman. He has no enemies, but is intensely disliked by his friends. Oscar Wilde. Instead of loving your enemies, treat your friends a little better. E.W. Howe. Rare as is true love, true friendship is rarer. John de La Fontaine. Let there be no purpose in friendship, save the deepening of the spirit. Khalil Gibran. An excellent man, he has no enemies, and none of his friends like him. Oscar Wilde. Life has no blessings like a prudent friend. Never have a companion that casts you in the shade. Laughter is not at all a bad beginning for a friendship, and it is far the best ending for one. A man cannot be said to succeed in his life who does not satisfy one friend. It is not a lack of love, but a lack of friendship that makes unhappy marriages. Friendship is the shadow of the evening, which increases with the setting sun of life. A tree is known by its fruit, a man by his deeds. A good deed is never lost. He who sows courtesy reaps friendship, and he who plants kindness gathers love. St. Basil. Love is a friendship set to music. Joseph Campbell. Friendship is a sheltering tree. Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Love, friendship, and respect do not unite people as much as a common hatred for something. Anton Chekhov. Friendship often ends in love, but love in friendship never. Charles Colton. No distance of place or lapse of time can lessen the friendship of those who are thoroughly persuaded of each other's worth. Robert Southey. Peace, commerce, and honest friendship with all nations, entangling alliances with none. Thomas Jefferson. One's life has value so long as one attributes value to the life of others by means of love, friendship, indignation, and compassion. Simone de Beauvoir. Depth of friendship does not depend on length of acquaintances. For prayer is nothing else than being on terms of friendship with God. We are born alone, we live alone, we die alone. Only through our love and friendship can we create the illusion of the moment that we're not alone. Orson Welles. Rejoicing in our joy, not suffering over suffering, makes someone a friend. Your friend is your needs answered. True friendship can afford true knowledge. It does not depend on darkness and ignorance. Henry David Thoreau. He who hath many friends hath none. Aristotle. A man's growth is seen in the successive choirs of his friends. Ralph Emerson. But friendship is precious not only in the shade, but in the sunshine of life. And thanks to a benevolent arrangement, the greater part of life is sunshine. Thomas Jefferson. Without wearing any mask we are conscious of, we have a special face to each friend. Oliver Wendell Holmes Sr. Never make friends with people who are above or below you in status. Such friendships will never give you any happiness. Remember that a gesture of friendship, no matter how small, is always appreciated. H. Jackson Brown Jr. Friends are born, not made. Henry Adams. A friend may well be reckoned the masterpiece of nature. Ralph Emerson. Friendship is the source of greatest pleasures, and without friends, even the most agreeable pursuits become tedious. Thomas Aquinas. Friendships multiplies the good of life and divides the evil. Lovers have a right to betray you, friends don't. Never contract friendship with a man that is not better than thyself. But friendship is a breathing rose, with sweets in every fold. A friend is one who knows you and loves you just the same. Albert Hubbard. Friendship is always a sweet responsibility, never an opportunity. And with that last one, I leave it at that. Thanks again for joining me. Remember, what's good ASMR? and I will see you in the next video.